The Punisher issue 1 sees Hydra soldiers assault a cargo ship bound for England, intent on getting one of its pieces of cargo. In Switzerland, Ambassador Farrell meets with a man named Garen Winslow to discuss Hydra's takeover of the cargo ship, but the ambassador won't negotiate with terrorists. Garen says that he's not a terrorist and only an ambassador for Bagalia and knows nothing of Farrell's missing ship. Garen says that he's not there to speak to Farrell, but his boss is, as Baron Zemo arrives. Zemo immediately lays down his cards, vaguely threatening the ambassador's family. Farrell says that he can't let Hydra into his country, and Zemo reassures him that Hydra doesn't want anything to do with the British Empire. He does, however, want to take over a research facility in the Docklands, and if Farrell lets him, he will find the missing crew for him. At Staten Island, the Hydra soldiers unload the ship's cargo, finding the Project Pegasus crate the soldiers needed as they are attacked. The unseen attacker kills most of the soldiers, running down the package and radioing into the sole survivors aboard the armoured car and telling them that they know who he is. In Bagalia, Zemo and Garen meet with Darian Aga, who is happy to report Zemo's people have been given the green light in London to begin research at their facility in the Docklands. He also says that his men unloaded the boat in New York and will begin assembling the project at the Roxxon facility nearby. The crew in New York meanwhile continue to be picked off one by one until a truck collides with one of the armoured cars, causing both to explode. A biker pulls over to see if anyone was hurt in the crash and witnesses the Punisher finishing off the men before taking the man's bike and using it to catch up to the armoured cars. Frank lets the armoured car head into the Roxxon facility before disappearing into the woods nearby. Zemo and Aga meanwhile go to Zemo's partner, the Mandarin, who is torturing the German ambassador and has already killed the Italian ambassador. Frank meanwhile drives a tank into the Roxxon facility before being attacked by a boson gun wielding soldier. The tank is disabled by the gun, but that doesn't stop Frank from blasting the men with his own guns before grabbing the energy weapons and using them instead. Killing his way down into the labs, Frank finds more impressive weapons as well as the case he came all the way to the compound for. With time running out, he races to the helipad, killing more men and boarding the leaving helicopter, but not before leaving a bomb behind to obliterate the entire building and everyone's still left alive. Zemo is unhappy with Mandarin's torturing of the ambassadors, saying their whole plan hinges on mutual agreements, and Mandarin is the respectable face for their cause, and him doing this isn't going to get him the votes. Mandarin isn't happy with his role and Zemo questioning his methods. Aga interrupts their meeting with bad news about their facility in New York. In New York, Tony Stark addresses the news of the world as he meets with the Mandarin. Tony is wary of the villain, saying that he's up to something and will stop him, as the Mandarin tells him to pay attention to his speech. As Mandarin's speech begins at the United Nations, Frank loads a special bullet into his sniper rifle, taking aim at the Mandarin, who tells the UN that it's time for them to recognize Bagalia as a nation and vote on it. The bullet is fired and the Mandarin thinks he can stop it with his shield, but the bullet slices through the shield and him like butter. Security begin locking down the building, but Frank has already escaped. Later on, security footage of the Punisher is released, linking him to the murder of the Mandarin, which also causes Zemo to realize Frank Castle wants a war with him. The Punisher issue 1 was a fantastic beginning to Frank's new ongoing, as he returns to a more traditional way of dealing with criminals, albeit criminals who are of a higher standing than the usual drug dealers and gang members he's used to killing. I love the idea that out of using the War Machine armor and experiencing that Frank has realized that going after bigger villains maybe kind of yields bigger results, and I'm really excited to see how him killing the Mandarin will force not just villains but also heroes to go after him and try and deal with him. I also like how we're getting very few looks at Frank, like he's always covered in shadow and you only see the skull symbol and everything. He's kind of like a Grim Reaper or a force of nature like that, as he really should be, and I'm really applauding Matthew Rosenberg for doing that with him. I'm very excited for next issue as well as the fallout from this issue. I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the book depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.